All right. So now we have the genre, the title, the author, the songs, the list of songs, and what current song it's playing. But these are just variables stored inside this function. What we actually want to do is every time we create a new playlist, we want to assign the title, author, and genre to each new playlist. And what we do is we call this an instance of the playlist maker. You instantiate a new instance. And these are some funky terms. Every time we're going to call something like this. Var my new playlist equals new space playlist. Oh man, it's maker. So we're going to say new. This new keyword right there is by itself. There's a space after it. And what this new keyword does is it says every time we call the new keyword, we create a new instance of the playlist maker function, which returns an object. And this is kind of confusing if you've never seen this before. What it's saying here is every time we call new, we get an entirely new object that holds a bunch of information. And so instead of saying var songs equals an array or var current song equals no, you're going to use a new keyword that, again, we haven't seen before until now. It's just called this. This dot songs is an array. And this dot current song is null. And what that's actually saying is that each time we create a new object, the dot songs refers to the new object dot songs is going to be an empty array. And the new object dot current song is going to be null. And so to set the title, we say something like this dot title equals title. Thank you. We say this dot author equals author. And we say this dot genre equals genre. And now this is going to be really confusing until you actually see it in action. So right here, all we do is we're going to call this new playlist maker function. It's going to return an object that has a songs key, a current song key, a title key, an author key, and a genre key. Let's see what that looks like when you actually use it, because I think you really have to actually use it before you know what's going on here. What should be the title of my playlist? Lit Tunes. Oh man, 2017. Who is the author? Captain Jack Sparrow. And the genre is going to be, what's your genre of music, Captain Jack Sparrow? What's that? Rock? Rock. So now, once we do this, we've created a new playlist and we've assigned it to the variable my new playlist. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to console.log my new playlist to the terminal, and we're going to see what it looks like once you create it. Oops, that's not what I want. Go back here. So I'm going to save this file, and I'm going to run it by typing in node. Oh man, thank you. Node playlist.js. And so remember, we have this playlist maker constructor function up here. It takes in 3 arguments, title, author, and genre. And it has 5 keys that we're creating here. 3 of them we determine by running the function, the arguments we give it, the title, the author, and the genre. And 2 of them are always the same. There's no songs in there at first, and the current song value is null. So let's run it and see what it looks like. I'm going to make my terminal a little bit bigger so you can see. Oh, I guess I'm not going to. Hold on. Is this collaborative mode? How do I get rid of that? There we go. So boom. See what I got here? I have an object. What's going on in this object? What kind of stuff does it have? It has a songs array, a current song, a title, an author, and a genre, all inside this object right here. Can you all see that? Now this object has been created with this new keyword. Anytime you use the new keyword, you create a new object. Bless you. And the values we pass in here are assigned to that new object. So let's make another one here. Let's make two playlists. Var second playlist equals new playlist maker. And let's have another title for this playlist. What should it be?
Title.
Let's make an actual title. Untitled playlist. Fine. And you know what? That's actually not a bad name for it. And that's how we should start off every single playlist. There's a way to set default arguments in JavaScript. Inside the constructor function, if they don't give anything for the first argument, all you need to do is say title equals untitled playlist. So that's a default argument. If you run this function with no arguments and you don't give it any arguments, it's going to come out like this. So I'll set the author automatically to an empty string and the genre automatically, or I'll just set them to null. They'll both be null unless we tell them to be something else. And so what I can do here is I can run this function without any arguments, and let's console.log second playlist to the screen as well. So now we're using the constructor function twice. Once to create a playlist with a title of Lit Tunes by Captain Jack Sparrow in the rock genre, and one with no arguments that's just going to create a playlist with an untitled playlist name. The author is going to be null, and the genre will be null as well. So if we save this and we run it, let's see what we get. I'm going to run this again. Uh-oh. Oh, you know what? I have to upgrade Node. Hold on. nvm install 7.1.0. And then I should be able to do it. Yeah, there we go. So what you see here is I now have two playlists. One with empty songs, current song is null, the title is Lit Tunes, the author is Captain Jack Sparrow, and the genre is rock. One where there's no songs, the current song is null, the title is untitled playlist, the author is null, and the genre is null.
I'm still getting a syntax. Yeah, I got a syntax.
Unless you run nvm install 7.10.1, you'll get a syntax error because it doesn't know how to deal with default arguments. You'll get this error right here. You guys all get this error right there? Yeah. Type in nvm install 7.10.0. That will upgrade your version of Node that we're going to be talking about later on today to the newest version where you're allowed to do cool stuff like this.
7 point. What's the numbers?
7.10.0. So now that we've seen how to create new playlists, we can make as many playlists as we want. And this is what a playlist app would do. An application like this would create a bunch of objects that each stores a certain number of songs. But what have we not done yet? We've given it properties, but what have we not given it? Songs. Oh, we also need to tell it the total length. Did we do that yet? So let's set a this dot total length, and then let's set it initially to 0. And then we'll figure out what to do with it later on. Yeah, so that's all the properties of our playlist. That's everything our playlist could have. So we could call this like a Spotify playlist maker. This is what Spotify would do to create playlists. But we need to add next actions, functionality. And that's where we bring in what's known as the prototype function. Or sorry, the prototype functions for each of these objects. And I'll show you what I mean in the next video.